Smallfield will be joining us here in a moment. He is our site director here at Indianapolis. And then we have Mr. Davis on the phone. He was our site director for the Indianapolis site. Mr. Davis, are you able to enable your camera and speak at this time?
You see me?
We do. Hi, Rick.
Hi there. You see my baseball uniform here and my glove.
All right.
Right.
And your pumpkin. And your
My pumpkin. It's a big sucker.
Yeah.
And I got my knife. I'm ready to start carving.
Excellent.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Jen, do we risk showing the DFAS photos from earlier this morning? So Rick and Greg have some idea of what the competition is for them?
Yeah, they're going to be, I tell you, mine's not going to be anywhere close to what we did in DFAS Europe. They're true artists over there. Mine's going to be a little more rudimentary.
That's all right. I'm with you, Rick.
I'm with you too, Rick. Mine's got a circle for a mouth and two eyes that are circles also. I want everybody to also note that this screen that Jen is showing, the Combined Federal Campaign, givecfc.org. These pictures are you. These are your colleagues. These are folks that have submitted selfies, and you can submit selfies just by going down to the bottom of the page and it says submit a selfie and do it right there. So consider doing that. We've seen so many of our colleagues, people we work with, federal employees that have been supporters of the Combined Federal Campaign, outreach coordinator directors. It's a wonderful campaign, and it's updated pretty regularly. So if you sit here and look at it for a bit, I think we'll see Jen pop up with holding the bowl on the top right. James Kernan, one of our leads. It's a wonderful campaign. I encourage everybody to get. There's a CFC pom pom. There's Jen on the top right. So I encourage everybody to submit a selfie. It's a fun way, and take a screenshot of it when you get up there and share it with your colleagues and show them that you support the campaign that way. Quentin, does Greg want to say anything? There he is.
Mr. Smallfield will be joining here in a moment.
No problem.
Okay, cool.
Excellent. Well, hey, Rick, thanks for saying yes to carving a pumpkin with us today. We appreciate it, and maybe you can take a selfie of yourself with your pumpkin at the end and send it into the CFC to get up on the board here.
All right, I will do that. So I thank everybody participating. I think while Greg joins here shortly, from a DFAS Indy point of view, just want to thank all the organizers for this, all the charities represented here today, and anybody else that's calling in for this virtual environment. Certainly unique, as you all are very much aware, but appreciate Quentin and Sylvia and Ken and others in the DFAS Indy team, as well as those across the video conference today. So really glad to be part of the event and to be able to give back as part of our combined federal campaign this year. So thank you.
Thank you, Rick. There was we know two things about giving in the CFC. There's two reasons. Number one reason people don't give is because they're not asked. And the number one reason people do give is because they are asked by people that they trust, their colleagues, and that's what the CFC has been for 60 years. Federal employees working with each other to raise $8.4 billion for the charities that participate in the campaign. So this is what it's all about. Federal employees getting together and having fun and looking for a way to support the campaign and make the ask, which is really what we're doing today. We want to make sure all the federal employees have gone and started their accounts, and Jen's going to take us to how to start your account if you haven't. And then we're also going to go to the search site so you can find the charities that are on this call or the charities that you support, that's your cause that you want to support through this year's Combined Federal Campaign.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Antonia, I was wondering the same thing. I had a question come through in the chat that was asking about how do I change my name in Webex? Do we have an understanding of how to do that? A lot of times our nonprofits will put their, well, it looks like somebody did it. We got CFC 2907.
Right.
So somebody was able to do that.
Yeah, a few of our charities have changed their name. I am not as familiar with Webex as I am with a lot of the other platforms, so I am not positive how to do that, but maybe if one of the charities that have done that can unmute themselves and explain that, that would be wonderful.
Or feel free to just drop it into the chat too if you prefer. That'd be fine as well.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have leadership that might be did. I don't want to say his name incorrectly, Quentin. Mr. Gray.
Smallfelt?
Yeah. Did he want to say anything before we kick off? I love that he's taking his tie off. This is serious, guys. You're ready for it, right?
he's got a meeting later. He doesn't want to have pumpkin on his tie. That's his. He knows he's going to get into
getting
it.
Dressed really quick. He's ready for this.
Oh, excellent. This is fun. Hey, guys, this is what it's all about. And that's what we wanted to do here today, was to bring your colleagues together to talk about, CFC for so long was always exactly that. It was an opportunity for feds to come together and have some fun around the causes that they support. So we're so grateful to have you here with us today, sir.
Camera's up here.
Okay. Yeah.
Not closer. You're good.
This is fun.
All right. Hey, I don't know if they can you guys hear me? All right.
We can.
All right. Well, hey,
Yeah, well-
welcome. I just had to run from a meeting real quick here, but I'm a big supporter of CFC. I love what we do for communities, for a lot of different people out there. Ken and I, we've traveled overseas. We've been to Landstuhl, where the Fisher House there, they weren't part of the CFC community, and we were able to work with the headquarters and to get them added. So there are just so many valuable programs. They're supporting Wounded Warriors, but there's so many valuable programs out there. And the thing I really like about this is, you guys are trying to turn this into some fun and games too.
Yeah.
So it's not just the support of your favorite charities and for those that you really care about, but it's also let's kind of have fun as a community. But I've always felt that, in fact, we ran the whole program for the state. Ken and I did, I don't know, probably about 4 years ago or so. 16. But there's when you're generating over $1 million for charities coming from this, like in this case, the state of Indiana, that's very rewarding, and it just shows the generosity of all the people out there in the workforce. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do on this pumpkin, but I'll start working on it and turn it back over here, Quentin. So
Thank you.
So all right, thank you guys. And
Yeah.
we got the knife in. Huh?
Yep.
All right. So,
You got a knife in the building. All right. It was less than 3 inches in length, huh?
no way. I was worried about that.
We got a waiver. We're good.
Okay.
So we're gonna meet some of the charities for you pumpkin carvers. We're gonna meet some of the charities and spend 10 or 15 minutes talking with them and exploring what they're doing right now, and the needs are great. They're going to talk a little bit about that, and then in about 15 minutes we're going to come back to you to Rick and Greg, and we're going to see what their progress is. We're going to go back to 4 other charities and then wrap it up around 50 minutes past the hour. So the way we're going to start is Antonia's going to lead us through or ask each of the participating charities to speak. We're going to go in the same order that Antonia's message back to you listed you as. So Antonia, are you ready to get us started?
Yes, thank you. The first charity that will be speaking today is Hvaf of Indiana, Mr. Robert White.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Hey, thanks for the time, guys. Appreciate the opportunity. Representing HVAF, Helping Veterans and Families, located at 10th and Pennsylvania. DFAS has been a huge supporter of helping veterans and families for years. Thank you for your help to help our Indianapolis homeless and at-risk veterans. At HVAF, our mission is providing hope housing and self-sufficiency for all veterans and their families since 1993. And we offer life-changing wraparound services by way of transitional housing, permanent supportive housing, rapid rehousing, and rental assistance, preventative financial assistance just to make sure that those at-risk veterans do not become evicted. We help with opportunities to help with their rent and bills, employment and career development support, legal support, food, hygiene, and clothing pantry. We run every Tuesday and Thursday from 10:30 to 2:30 p.m. A lot of the DFAS employees are very familiar, as you guys, again, have donated to our organization throughout the years. Just to give you a little bit of update of how your impact helps, our Indianapolis homeless and at-risk veterans in 2019, 1,438 veterans were served at HVAF. Those are uniques. About 459 veterans were permanently housed. 178 veterans received employment. 115 veterans received legal services. And we were able to distribute over 53,000 pounds of food, near 35,000 pounds of clothing and household goods were given away to 888 veterans in our pantry last year. And you guys realize that with the COVID pandemic, the needs are dire. We noticed that, our donations kind of went down and the demand went up. You guys have met those needs and we're greatly appreciative. Just thank you so much to CFC and what this opportunity does to help impact. And we look forward to continuing to serve alongside of you. So thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. The need is great. I'm sure you saw some tremendous requests for assistance, and it's probably been a very humbling time for all the charities as they go through this very difficult time, trying to navigate it and create new ways to help people. And then obviously when so much of the economy is depressed, getting that support is difficult. Remember, charities, when you start, remember to give the federal employees on the call, on the Zoom, your CFC number. We want to emphasize that and make sure that we can get into the giving site, use your number. It's the quickest way for people to find you on this wonderful giving site that the federal employees enjoy, probably best in class as far as any public sector campaign goes. So thank you, Robert, and thank you for what you do.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing and promoting CFC on social media. I see you guys were tweeting on the National Feds Give Back Day. So thanks for your social media support and awareness about the campaign too.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Wonderful. Antonia?
Oh, you're on mute, AG.
Knew that was going to happen at some point. We have Riley Children's Foundation next, Miss Katie Carson.
Hi, everyone. My name's Katie. I'm with Riley Children's Foundation, code 23400. And we are the fundraising arm for Riley Hospital for Children, which is one of the largest pediatric hospitals in the country. We are currently also a top 10 pediatric research hospital. A lot of people, they think pediatric research and they think of a very big hospital in Tennessee. And what they don't know is we're doing the same kind of research at Riley Hospital in Indianapolis, along with patient care. So I'm going to tell you about the three things that we are currently considering our priority areas, that first being research. So we're not only doing pediatric cancer research, we're doing research on things like NICU, diabetes, infectious disease, which is obviously a very big thing right now with COVID. We have infectious disease researchers right here in Indianapolis working on finding those treatments and cures. We also believe in research as being such a big priority because it's not only serving the kids at the hospital now, but also the kids that hopefully will come into our hospital not needing as advanced treatment and care because of the research being done, and the kids that we can keep out of the hospital because of the research being done. The other thing is family support programs. These are programs that are not billable by insurance, so things like social services and child life that really help to make our families feel more comfortable and normalize the process as much as possible, not just for the kiddos, but for siblings, parents, everyone involved in that hospital stay and visit. And the last thing that we're really focusing on moving forward is the infant mortality rate in Indiana. This is not just a hospital issue, this is a community issue as well. We have to lower the infant mortality rate in Indiana, so we're helping do that by creating community support programs as well as building a new mother-baby hospital that should be opening up in the next year, and Riley Children's Foundation funds the staffing. So before we got involved, we had one maternal fetal medicine specialist in the state of Indiana, and now we have over 10 because of donor dollars. So thank you for all that you do to help support our mission. And again, that's code 23400.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's such an important component. And one of the things that we know about the combined federal campaign is, when you start looking at children's research, people think, well, that's such a big need. And one of the things that CFC does so well is combine the gifts from so many federal employees, the $35 gifts, the $5 a month gifts, the $10 a pay period gift. And that becomes one large gift that Riley Children's Foundation and so many other charities count on throughout the year to make significant program commitments, because they know they're going to get that money from the CFC. So, supporting a research hospital through the CFC is a wonderful, wonderful thing to do, and that combined gift makes it so important and does so much for their program over the year. So, thank you, Katie, very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Katie. I wanted to say I'm very intimately acquainted with the NICU. I have triplets who are 7 years old, and they were in the NICU for about 2 months when they were born. So thank you for all the work that you do. And our next organization is Riley Children's Foundation. Oh, sorry, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Central Indiana. And we have Laura Haltom, or Eric Cervantes is on the line with us.
Hi, everyone. It's Eric Cervantes. I'm going to go ahead and send our CFC code via the chat. It's 26779. But first of all, thank you so much for having me today. Really appreciate everything that the CFC does for all of these organizations in our community, but specifically for Big Brothers Big Sisters. So Big Brothers Big Sisters, we are a one-to-one mentoring organization where we match adults to youth in their communities so that they can see each other a couple times a month. And because we want and we stand on defending the potential of youth in our community. We know that in every child there is innate potential, and we are looking for just ordinary people to defend that potential. Here in Central Indiana, we serve, it says it right there, 1,259 matches this year. We'll serve 1,259 matches this year from Hamilton County, Marion County, all the way to Johnson County. It takes around $2,000 to create, enroll, match, and then support a match for every year. Because we do such intentional matching, because we match within people's communities, and then we support each match with a mentoring relationship specialist. That takes resources, it takes time, and so we're always looking for funding ways to support those matches. So we really appreciate all your support. We know that we see outcomes in our youth. They, by being matched in our program one-to-one with a mentor, they do better in school. They have higher self-esteem, and they avoid risky behaviors at higher rates than other kids. And so we believe in the mission and the purpose of our program. So again, our code is in the chat box if you would like to donate to Big Brothers Big Sisters through this campaign. If you would like to be a big, feel free to check out our website. It's opened right now, the BeBigForKids.org. And yeah, click on Be a Big, you got it. And we're always looking for bigs through our service area. Again, it's 2 to 4 times per month, totaling 4 to 6 hours per month. So it's super doable for anybody and everyone. And we will only ask for at least a 1-year commitment to be a big. And then you would be matched with a little, within 20-minute driving distance of your home or work. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric. I was wondering, as you were saying, talking about the program, there's so many things that have been affected by the pandemic. How has Big Brothers and Big Sisters, what's the program had to do, maybe shift a little bit, or has there been a greater need that you've had to do? Because every charity on this call has had to rethink how they deploy their program, how they address their needs. Their needs have increased likely. So what is it that Big Brothers Big Sisters done for the past 6 months?
Yeah, that is a great question. So definitely we have seen a decrease in volunteer numbers coming through. Less
Sure.
people are signing up to step up to become bigs. But our program has been able to shift and pivot really well, where at the beginning, when there was still a lot of uncertainty, we were creating matches virtually, so matches met and we're seeing each other virtually. As things started opening up a little bit more, we implemented guidelines for matches to see each other safely. Everyone wearing masks. When a big picks up their little, they drive. The big drives and then the little sits in the back seat. We are encouraging outdoor activities when possible. And so just creating those guidelines for people to maintain safety and precaution. But we've had a lot of success in maintaining matches and creating matches. So we've been really proud of the way that our bigs have been able to pivot, our organization has been able to pivot, even while all these curveballs have been thrown at us.
Well, that's the truth, and that's we thank you because there's nothing more important in our society than mentors, and that you provide that, your organization provides that, especially during such a needful time, is much appreciated. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you,
Antonia.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Mike. Our next speaker is going to be Second Helpings, Miss Katie Prine.
Hi, thank you so much for the opportunity. We are CFC number 22811. Oh, you can't see me now. Bummer.
Oh, I can see you, Katie. We can see you.
You can see me? Oh, good. Okay. I am here in the chef's costume, and I'm going to actually go ahead and put our number in the chat bar as well. So there you go. But we are all about transforming lives through the power of food. So that's why I dressed up as a chef today, because I wanted you to remember that. We have 3 programs that all support folks transforming their lives through food. And so we have a food rescue program where we go around and rescue food from grocery stores, retailers, wholesalers. And in the last year, we've rescued about 3 million pounds of food, which has been increased through COVID. It's been a bit erratic what we have been able to rescue, but it's been up. And then we bring that food back here to Second Helpings, and we transition that. We prepare that food into meals that we deliver to other nonprofits in the community. So through COVID, we've actually added more nonprofits. We're kind of like a distributor of meals. So we send that out to other homeless shelters, after-school programs, low-income senior housing. So we send it out to more than 100 other nonprofits here in central Indiana. And then we also have a culinary job training program, which we have adapted through COVID as well. So that's mostly through virtual learning right now, as well as some focused kitchen learning here at our building, and we use the rescued food in that program as well. So I mentioned a little bit about how we've transitioned through COVID. Many of the folks who are accessing food resources right now are accessing food for the first time. We've seen significant increases in the needs in our community, folks who have lost a job, maybe who are sick and quarantining, and they need additional food resources. And so Second Helpings, at our peak, we had doubled the amount of food that we were sending out into the community. So the needs are real. We've added a home delivery program as well for those who need it and can't get out of their home. So we're just very thankful to the community to step up and support us, and thankful for all the donations through the CFC. So we thank you very much. And if you're interested in making a donation again, our number is 22811, and you can find it in the chat.
Katie, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for dressing up. I'm going to applaud by wearing the really creepy headset that I don't think anybody thinks I should be wearing, but this is my favorite one so far. So go from the devil horns to is this a unicorn? I don't know what this is, but I'm doing this because with the unicorn with these.
There's so many things wrong about this right now.
What's that, Katie? Thank you very much. If I make anybody uncomfortable, just put it in the chat and I'll take it off. but that also gives us a minute to kind of take a break. We're kind of at the halfway point, and we want to check in with our carvers.
Yeah.
Greg and Rick.
And congratulations, Katie, on your 15 millionth meal delivered. So I see that on your website here. Congratulations.
Do you want to stop
Thank you.
sharing?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Are we
Well,
on?
wait a sec. Jen's going to stop sharing so we can see the bigger screen.
Yeah. That's right. Thank you, Mike. Stop sharing.
Okay, this is Greg here. I'm not like one of these real creative carvers. Okay, I'm a traditional carver, but I still am afraid of this kind of stuff. When I'm out there and I'm in the neighborhoods running around when I used to run around with my kids and collect candy and stuff. But so I went with my traditional look. I'm not sure what Rick is doing. Right, we don't have candles or anything, right?
No.
All right. How scary this is going to be on my front porch, right? Okay, so
I like it, and Greg, I think there's something about those eyes. They're not just regular eyes; they kind of go up on the edge right there. It's kind of like Catwoman eyes. Those are good.
oh, yeah. You can't trust this. You can't trust this pumpkin. Okay.
No, I can't at all. No, I'd stay away from that house. All right, Rick.
So,
All right. So if you thought Greg's was old school, this is really old school. So I'll hold it up. I told you it's going to be very rudimentary, everybody.
Oh, this is great. So we're doing like the pumpkin of the shapes.
Yes. I tried to do a pentagon for the nose there for the DOD flavor, but that just didn't work out very well. So.
I like that you had to wear your batting gloves as you were carving. You had like a knife glove.
Right.
Yeah, you had your batting glove. Yeah.
It was a safety thing.
It was a slippery thing. All right. Well, those are tremendous and done in half the time that we allotted for you. So we're going to go back to some of the charities. Jen's going to take us through the giving site real quick, and we're going to go back to some of the charities. But if you want to add anything in the next 20 minutes before we come back to you at about 50 after the hour, please, you can elaborate on your current iteration of those pumpkins. So,
okay.
Jen, do you want to take everybody to the giving site and where they start accounts at? And
Yeah, so you go to givecfc.org, and hopefully all of our federal family members, federal colleagues here today will do this. Whether you're an active federal employee, a retiree, or a federal contractor, you can start an account today. So it's super easy. Go to givecfc.org. As Mike mentioned earlier, at the bottom, there's that selfie campaign. So we hope to see many of your faces up on this rotating bar here in the near future. But click on donate, and it's going to redirect you to your central giving site. I know once upon a time, the DFAS employees used MyPay for giving. That is no longer available as a functionality of MyPay for giving to CFC. You must go to cfcgiving.opm.gov to make your gift. And you're going to sign up now if you've never created an account. If you already have created one, you're simply going to sign in. So let's see if I can get this right. I keep getting left out. I think the giving system is kind of mad at me because I keep doing this every day.
Now you're in.
Multiple times a day. So once you're logged in and you've created your account, when you go to your profile, it's going to actually walk you through the process of setting it up. It's really important, guys, that you guys select the correct department, agency, office so that Quentin and the team there at DFAS can properly account for the results at the Indianapolis headquarters. So if I'm on here, let's see. Do you know what his 6-digit code is, Mike? That I can just type ahead.
I'm gonna pull it up right now. Do you want to do the just do the department, agency, and office, and I'll see if I can find.
Yeah, it's N7K run.
That's interesting. N7K RUN.
Correct.
Cool. So what's cool about this, guys? So that pulled at Fort Benjamin. So do we have the Indianapolis code? So that was Fort Benjamin.
Cleveland.
There it is. Indianapolis is Q5FAV3. So if you're located at the Indianapolis headquarters, that would be the code you'd want to select. Unless you're at Fort Benjamin, and then you would use that other one that Quentin gave us.
AV3. Okay.
So go here, set up your account, and it's super easy. Once you've made your set up your account to be able to give, you can search, find a charity, and I think we're going to move on to our next nonprofit. So let's go ahead and get the next person. Antonia, did you want to introduce the next speaker, and I can look them up?
The next speaker is going to be Tara Heffner with Unbound, CFC code 12041.
Another costume wearer. Way to go, Tara.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I had to run in and dig through the bin real fast, but I found it. This is how I've been entertaining myself working from home. My name is Tara Heffner. I am in charge of workplace outreach for Unbound. Our CFC number is 12041. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you today. What amazing organizations you have the opportunity to support, and for that, we all thank you. Unbound is an international anti-poverty organization. Our mission is to walk with the poor and marginalized of the world. We help connect people in the U.S. to hardworking individuals and families who are looking to lift themselves out of poverty through sponsorship. We have more than 260,000 sponsors, including more than 1,000 in central Indiana. And those individuals support over 300,000 friends plus their families throughout the world. We operate in 19 countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. And our staff around the world are from these communities. Almost 50% of our staff actually are former sponsored friends. So they know the organization very well, and they know what it takes to be successful and lift themselves out of poverty. Our approach has allowed us to keep benefits flowing to our sponsored friends during COVID. Most of our sponsored friends work in the informal sector, so they're drivers, domestic workers, street vendors, and daily laborers in construction. And as you know, these jobs have been hit especially hard by the worldwide health and economic crisis. So in addition to the regular support from sponsorship, the families are also receiving emergency assistance from Unbound's Disaster Response Fund. CFC contributions provide direct scholarship assistance to promising young women and men. We know that education can help reduce poverty, but tuition, supplies, and transportation are so expensive. And many students often have to choose between continuing their education and providing much needed income for their families. And during COVID, this is especially impactful. So your contribution will help these students achieve educational goals, serve their communities, and build a path out of poverty for themselves and their families. Thank you so much for the support of Unbound and all of these other awesome organizations. Again, our CFC number is 12041.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah, I can imagine, the needs are great in this country and worldwide, and the sponsorships that you guys provide must be critical. So thank you for what you do and for what Unbound does. Tremendous operation. Antonia?
Next, we have Operation Job Ready Veterans, CFC code 39811, Miss Maddie Ferris.
Hi, good morning for some, good afternoon for me. I want to thank you all for choosing CFC, this campaign event to help our organization. I am the marketing and social media manager for Operation Job Ready Veterans. We are a Midwest-based nonprofit organization that helps veterans, service members, their family members, dependents, caregivers with education and employment assistance. We're actually kind of a neighbor of the DFAS location in Indianapolis. We're off of Otis Avenue, so we're just right around the corner from you all. And we originally started in 2007, so we've been operating for 12 years. We've served about 7,000 veterans so far, placed about 3,000 in jobs. This year, for our current year, we're wanting to get 485 veterans hired, and we are well on our way to meeting that goal. For us, COVID has not slowed us down one bit. In fact, our organization is expanding. We're now not only in the Indianapolis area, but we also have an individual that works out of Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin, and now Mississippi. So our organization is greatly expanding. And some of the services that we offer for our clients are, we offer some seminars, workshops, which those were typically held in our Indianapolis office location. Those have slowed some. So part of our organization is that we really focus on transition and helping veterans and service members through that transition process. And for us, our organization, we had to transition a little bit with just COVID going on. So we're moving a lot to online services. So again, check out our one-on-one services that we're now offering mostly virtually. It goes into more detail on our site. And I'll go ahead and add our code to the chat. It is 39811. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. You bring up a good point. We were doing and the way services can be increased, or the program services can be increased during COVID. There was a veterans marriage counseling organization that we were doing in North Texas, and Antonio runs the North Texas zone, and they had I don't know, they might get 4 or 5 couples together, and when the meetings went online, when they had to go online, they saw the number of commitments and follow-throughs to the meetings nearly double. And
right.
So there are some programs that lend themselves to virtual services, and it's great to hear that yours is doing so well, and you're benefiting so many needful veterans. So thank you very much for what you do, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Antonia?
Next, we have American Kidney Fund, Miss Simone Watts.
Yes, can you guys hear me fine? My camera just went out.
We can.
Thank you everyone for allowing the American Kidney Fund to participate in this year's campaign. I am Simone Watts from and a development coordinator at the American Kidney Fund. We are working on behalf of 37 million Americans living with kidney disease and the millions more at risk. We offer programs of prevention, early detection, financial support, disease management, clinical research, education, and advocacy. 1 in 3 U.S. adults are at risk for kidney disease. To be at risk means it is more likely you will get kidney disease. However, having one of these risk factors does not mean that you will get kidney disease, but if you find and treat early, you may be able to prevent it from getting worse. In response to the COVID-19 crisis, we activated the Coronavirus Emergency Fund. It's a nationwide program that provides critically needed financial assistance to low-income dialysis and recent transplant patients who are facing unexpected challenges as a result of the pandemic. Since launching this emergency fund in March, AKF has provided over about 2.5 million to more than 10,000 patients across the U.S. Some of the reports we've been getting back from these kidney patients is that they've been using the funds for kidney patient-specific diets, along with extended supplies of renal medication, their medical expenses, and nutritional supplements, as well as transportation for those who are severely compromised, their immune systems, that is, who have lost or cannot risk public transportation to maintain their life-sustaining dialysis treatment. I just wanted to thank everyone at the CFC for contributing to this emergency fund and the support we've received over the years. We invest 97 cents of every donated dollar to patients and programs. And I just wanted to say thank you again for all your support. Our CFC number is 11404. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Simone. We appreciate it. That is such a huge program, and to think that your emergency fund has helped so many people over the past 10 months that you guys were able to activate that and deliver those services at such a critical time to people is a real testament to your organization and what you do as a national organization. Combined Federal Campaign is proud to work with you, and thank you for what you do. Thank you for joining us today. And we know you had your camera on, and then your costume just wouldn't show up if you didn't have your camera on. So thank you very much. Next time we're gonna, and remember everybody, we are gonna at the end we're gonna have everybody turn on their cameras and take a picture and share it with some leadership along with the pumpkins. And so if you want to, you still have time to go rummage through your closet and pull out a costume. Think about it. So, Antonia, I think we're down to our final.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the final charity, and then I'm going to jump off to get ready for another meeting that we're having. Our next speaker is going to be Brandy, and I do not want to butcher your name. Brandy with Meals on Wheels, Central Indiana.
Hi, Antonio. It's Brandy Chacheret. I
Thank
wouldn't
you.
expect you to know.
Bye, everybody. I'll see you later.
Thank you,
Hello,
Antonia.
everyone. My name is Brandy Chacheret with Meals on Wheels, Central Indiana. Our CFC code is 47837. Really excited to be here with all these outstanding and phenomenal charities doing great work in our community. For almost 50 years, Meals on Wheels has provided meal delivery service to the homebound and chronically ill neighbors in Central Indiana and now statewide. We do this by providing medically tailored meals. A medically tailored meal is physician prescribed in accordance with our client's specific medical needs. So the most prescribed diets that we have are diabetic, low sodium, heart healthy, renal, and mechanical staff. I'm really passionate, and our entire staff and volunteer team is passionate about promoting the work we do. We often talk about food insecurity in our community, but what we are passionate about is helping those that are homebound and not able to necessarily get out to the pantries to get those meals that they need and the food that they need, especially during COVID-19 pandemic. What we're seeing is our clients are typically the most vulnerable to the disease because of their age and or pre-existing conditions. So it's very dangerous, quite frankly, for them to go out to grocery stores. You know, we want to limit their exposure. So them being able to get hot meals 5 days a week has been critical to their care during this time. There's outcomes for our program. Clients who are on our program see 50% reduction in hospitalizations, 23% are more likely to be discharged to their home rather than to an aftercare. And we also see a 50% increase in adherence to their medications. We partner with local health systems, Eskenazi, IU Health, community health networks to get those meals prepared and out to our community. For October, just because it's we're ending Breast Cancer Month, I want to highlight that we partner with Eskenazi for their Embrace breast cancer program. So what we do is we provide at no cost meals to the women and men that are in their breast cancer program throughout the duration of their treatment. So that's one less thing that they have to focus on. They can just focus on getting better and knowing that the meals that they're eating are going to complement their cancer treatment. So during COVID, we have seen an increase in need. So your contributions have definitely helped us. Your contributions go directly to our financial assistance fund, which helps clients who are unable to meet are already very low cost, but it'll help them make sure that we don't turn anyone away. And we also do accept SNAP benefits as well for our services. So your donations, especially during COVID, have helped us to reach more people. What we've also done is started to do shelf-stable pantry boxes and include boxes of food for children who are in the home now more often because they're not in school. And so it has been such a blessing to be connected with organizations such as yours that are helping us to continue to meet that increased need, because now we are not only feeding our clients, but we're feeding the whole family. So there's, besides your donation, of course, you can always consider volunteering with us. We are always in need of delivery drivers, and people can deliver as little as 1 to 2 times a month and make a huge impact. We also do take individuals and groups to pack our pantry boxes that we deliver, or to drop off our pantry boxes. We do have a very safe COVID-19 protocol for deliveries that you could be trained on. So we're just excited, to continue this relationship with you all. And again, our CFC code is 47837, and I will put that into chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us, and all the charities that have joined us and talked about the Combined Federal Campaign and their relationship with the CFC, what the funds do, what the need is, and how important it is for federal employees to make that gift through a combined campaign where federal employees' joint efforts go to fund significant services. As Greg said at the beginning, over $1 million throughout the state can be attributed to CFC contributions, and CFC contributions this year gotten off to a great start, and it's this type of that's right, it's already in fact one of the #1 zones in the country, and we've gotten off to a great start. Just kicked off and started getting these results in. So congratulations. Quentin, do you want me to turn it back to Greg and Rick, and they can wrap it up? Anything we'd like to see? Oh, look at that! We actually got a I don't know, Rick. I think Greg.
How'd you do that, Greg?
So Micah, so what we did here is we have what's called go bags for the directors, in case we have like an emergency and stuff like that. So included in those go bags, Rick, we borrowed your flashlight. Okay, so there you go, buddy. So thanks a lot. We'll make sure it's back there in case there's an emergency for us. But
Greg, I found the knife you were looking for too. So if you want to use this next time, this will work.
So, a couple final thoughts, from my standpoint, the getting to meet the charities is so beneficial for our employees. I mean, today, you get to see that, hey, we're providing charities that provide health, charities that support the veterans, from a DFAS perspective, that's something we take a lot of pride in how we support our customers. Also, the children's my personal, I have a personal story myself. My daughter had scoliosis. Her surgery happened in a children's hospital. It's unbelievable. Being in a children's hospital as a parent, going through something very traumatic compared to being in just your normal stale type hospital. I love what you guys do for families every day, and how you support those families, support those children. My wife and I just couldn't do it. We couldn't say enough about what happened for us and what they did for us. But also the health. I mean, the food. The charities that do that. In fact, I wrote one down. I'm going to be retiring pretty soon. I'm looking for volunteer opportunities. So, and you guys do great stuff for people. And I used to actually have a neighbor, that my next door neighbor, and that's what he used to do. He was retired, and he used to go out and deliver meals. And I used to sit there on the front porch with Bob and drink a cup of coffee and talk to him about the stories of meeting people, just going into those homes and talking. It was the food, yes, all right, but the community and the touching of people in what you guys do is just so amazing. So, I would just say, Jennifer and Mike and Tony, you guys, and Quentin, thank you for doing this the way you do. I'm probably going to take this thing off here too. But
you're taking us into Christmas, right?
Yeah, it's call me a court jester, okay? I use it for two different things, right?
There you
But
go.
it's almost there where I need to bring it out. I got another about 3 weeks before I bring it out. But bottom line, you guys do so many great things, and as a DFAS community, I've taken a lot of pride in our workforce, the generosity of our workforce. I used to always compete with Postal. I used to tell them, all right, I want to beat you guys, and that was actually fun because then we all start, getting more donations for the charities and all. But so the community that we have here in Indiana, the community that we have in DFAS, I've always been very prideful of and appreciative of the generosity of all the employees here. So continue to do it. We try to make it as efficient for you as possible with payroll deductions and things like that. So it's really something that you don't really miss, and it just gives you the opportunity to give back to those areas that are important to you. So, Rick, any final comments from you?
I'll just add, obviously, I know this year the need is even greater than usual years. So I appreciate all those charities on the line here. I know there's many others out there. So continue to encourage the DFAS folks as well as others on the line to contribute. This is, like I said, one of those more critical years probably than the past because of the COVID environment. I think you heard that from a few of the charities as they were going through the impacts of COVID. Increased demand because of the COVID, et cetera, for the services that the charities provide. And I need my flashlight back too, Greg. Thanks.
Well,
I understand I'm first runner up, so thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it, and appreciate all the presenters and organizing this. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick and Greg.
Thank you both very much. Jen and I have been doing this for a number of years. We run 11 zones. You guys are right. DFAS community is special. It's unique across the country. It's CFC's campaign is unique. We're honored to work with you guys, and thank you very much for supporting today's event. Quentin, thank you very much. This has been a wonderful success.
Congratulations, Quentin. And I'll be looking at results tomorrow. So DFAS results today are what they are. We're looking to see your guys' healthy competition. If you've already pledged, you can always add more contributions to your pledge. Log into your account today and make a gift.
All right, everybody. Thank you. With that, we're going to wrap it up. Have a great Halloween, and thank you all for joining us. Go CFC. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you all.